Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly shop steward today, because today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign of playing Paizo Publishing's outstanding, but at the time of recording, hard to find apparently, Pathfinder 2nd Edition Fantasy RPG. And we are playing our campaign, the Spires of Paridar, in our own custom setting that has elements of Coalpunk aesthetics, occult conspiracy, class disparity, and industrial progress. And with me are the stars of the Spires of Paridar campaign, the Illuminators themselves. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and while you're doing so, you can also adjust your hero points to being 1, because some of you have too many and some of you have too few. First up, we've got Sean.
Hey, I'm playing Golag, son of Doc. I am a orc witch detective with a shadow familiar.
Very nice. Next up is James.
And I'm playing Sally Dumer, the Azar-Katie monk detective.
Nice. Next up is Ingolf.
Hi, my name is Ingolf. I'm playing Basil Rathbone, who is an Isoki detective.
Nice. And last but certainly not least is Darren.
Yeah, Darren here. I'm playing Dr. Adam Ersprung, who's created a Fleshwork, and he's got his trusty sidekick, Igor.
Sorry, and in the background is Anna Banana. We had snow here yesterday, which means that my snow removal guys will be coming by any time now. She's just very excited for that. I also saw, one of my neighbors. We get these. We talked about this in the what do you call? We played Act on Cthulhu, but like Austria, Calgary gets these warming winds that come in from the mountains fairly often, and it means there's a lot of a freeze-thaw cycle that goes on here. And my neighbor has what in my day job I would call job security, because there was effectively a patch of ice right across the sidewalk. This morning, Anna freaked the fuck out because someone finally took a tumble on it. So, yeah, she was very concerned for that person. They seem to be okay. And I saw them take photos of it, so it's clearly not their first time to the slip and fall lawsuit rodeo. So, it's all good. Someone's going to be able to maintain their job, you know, on the other side of the file. Someone in my position will be able to maintain their job. It's a great ecosystem. So, guys, so Sean was unable to join us last time, so why don't we bring Sean up to speed as to where things are in our current mystery, the Patchwork Pauper. What happened last time, guys?
Last time, the Doctor convinced our new small friend, little Adam, to go and stay with Dr. Raycroft. Mm-hmm. So Sally and Basil took him or snuck him across to Dr. Raycroft, and while they were away, a man known as the Disciple? Yeah, the Disciple and a bunch of his thugs decided to pay the good doctor a visit at the clinic, and nearly managed to put an end to the doctor. A rather last-minute return of my colleagues managed to save the day, and we managed to silence them in the end. They seem to be looking for an item that was left in the sort of basement of the Barrowhead building. I'm not quite sure what that item was yet, but we did manage to find a sort of a concealed hole or area where an item would be. Basil went and spoke to Morris Watson Fole to discuss Brother Loeb a little bit more. A little bit of discussions about the clockwork assassin that's going on. What else happened? I went and looked for my the death records for the inventor and the sort of medicine man doctor, and found a couple of very interesting names: Dr. Dominic Clark and Professor Wilbur Knight. Both died on the same day, I think it was. found out some information on the dates of that around the creation date of Adam. So got some records on where they're buried. Both served in the 9th Medical Corps during the war. So quite a lot of tie-ins and too much of a coincidence, it seems. And I think that's where we left it. I think Sally was off buying a new fancy dress for the charity event.
With luminescent pearls to accent her own body lights.
Yeah, I think that was about it.
Basil, Sally, anything to add?
Oh no, that covers it, I think.
Okay. And I think the previous session we had left, Golag, you were awaiting delivery, I believe, of a interesting piece of portraiture that you inspired.
Oh, right.
You
That's
remember?
been some time ago. I was
Yeah.
King, yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
that.
You missed the benefit of the kind of overall recap of what's happened thus far. Let's see if I can remember other things. I didn't think to go to the beginning of the session to do the when I did a quick rewatch. There is also a new addition to the clinic.
So Risewell works at Dr. Ersprung's clinic?
He will be, yes. And I think that was all the you remember about the young lad, Adam Auch, the second patchwork living patchwork man that you guys have encountered. And we are now one day until the charity fundraiser. So, what do you guys wish? Oh, and Basil had a productive meeting with Professor Morris Watson-Foal as well.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that?
I asked him a couple of things, and he told me a couple of things, but the main part I was interested in was whether there was someone who would be capable of building someone like Adam or the small Adam. I think such a person must have been known to the university in some way, shape, or form. And he wanted to get me or to find a contact or to inform me if he found out someone willing to talk to me about that. Mm-hmm. And he mentioned the Clockworks assassin and
The TikTok man.
Yeah, the TikTok man. Yes, that's what he was called. And we talked about almost every other case we had encountered so far. So it was like the built-in recap.
Yeah,
within this.
Exactly. It's the clip show. Okay, so then, Golag, you feel like you've slept an entire day now that you've slept, and when you wake up, what you find is that unnerving portrait hanging in your room where Sylvan has hung it for you. Yeah.
It's basically a out of character, a Lovecraftian like portrait of me, right, or something like that.
It's a Howardian portrait of you, I think, is the one you selected. That one that has like you as a conqueror on top of a think of like if we did a Frank Frazetta version of Golag, as a quasi, conquering sorcerer king. That would be what this piece would look like.
With scantily clad orc females?
Definitely scantily clad orc females around you, clinging to legs. There may be a multi-limbed, monster that is near you. There may be two moons in the sky as well. It's very tough to tell. It's sure going to look great on the side of your van, though. I'll tell you that much.
That'd be sweet. T-shirts, all the merch.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
How many sessions did I miss?
You only missed one. Only missed one, I think.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
We had the Christmas break though, so
yeah, because we had Christmas break and we had
feels a lot
Blackbirds of
longer.
Yule for that whole time. So I think basically from the time you left, we were playing Blackbirds almost that entire time. So you've only missed the one in the new year. Anna says, good. So then, what you find as you're getting down, you get down for breakfast and you find that Sovin is there, but you are alone. Where are all your companions?
Probably checking my calendar. Is it a weekend, Sylvan? What's
They have been staying at the Barrowhead mission, sir. I thought perhaps you might join them. I understand from Ms. Anna that things are quite Spartan at their residence. And he his eyes track over, and you can see at the just past the dining room into the sort of like serving area, there is a picnic basket he's put together.
The Barrowhead mission, is that that's not the name of Dr. Erspron's new clinic?
It is, yeah.
It is. Okay.
It's in the Barrowhead district, and it was the mission, so it just kind of the name, the Barrowhead mission, is sort of stuck with it.
They're staying there because what's Baron? Where do they usually live? They usually live at the no.
Yeah, they normally live here. It's just that because they've been setting things up, they've been sort of staying there, and then also with the issue they've had with the attacks and whatnot, I think they've been trying to be there in the event that anything comes in the middle of the night.
Gotcha. Well, I'll finish up my breakfast, obviously.
Okay.
A proper bite, and
I took the liberty of placing yours in. He looks over at the basket as well.
and the.
I assume that you would wish to have a morning palaver with all of your employees, sir.
Yeah, quite. Yes. It's my tea mug, my traveling tea mug, though. Can I?
Steampunk thermos mug.
Yeah.
He says, he gestures and says, "By the door, sir, with your driving coat."
Very good. And yes, we can discuss the location of that new portrait. I'm of mixed minds, but it's good. We'll try it there for now. And then I get my scarf and my gloves and my coat and my top hat and my,
It's fresh flour in the lapel.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. Your scarf. And off. So the rest of you are maybe, you're waiting for, it's Anna, that's her name, right? Your nurse?
The nurse at the clinic.
What's her name?
It's Betty.
Betty, not Anna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got Anna Banana on the brain.
Betty and Cyrus.
So you guys, you're waiting for maybe Betty to arrive with Cyrus, and Dr. Risewell has not arrived yet either, but you do hear, as you guys are all sitting around, kind of, someone is warming maybe the kettle, warming the water to have your morning tea. You can hear the distinctive sound. Well, I guess you tell us, Sean, how would Golag arrive? Would he be honking the horn to let everyone in the mission know that he's here to come help with the basket, or would he want to sweep into the mission, and deliver the goods, as it were?
Well, maybe he feels a little out of it, since Sean feels a little out of it, not quite sure what's going on. And so he if this was a plan, then maybe that'd be the case. But since he's joining in progress, I think he's going to take the lay of the land. Yeah.
So then I think, Basil, you are likely the one to have heard it. You can hear the distinctive sound of Golag's motorized carriage pulling up out front.
It seems like Golag is arriving. Maybe he could have. Maybe he had looked at he has looked at the painting enough, so we can finally work together on the case.
It wouldn't fit in the carriage, or else maybe I would have brought it. A good spot.
No, I wouldn't tell that when you are around, but
Yeah. I was out of character. Yeah.
So Golag, as you stop the vehicle, you've had a look around. Let's refresh our memory of what the Barrowhead district kind of looks like as well. And here we go. So it is a little sketchier than where you were used to. If there is a steampunk version of the club, perhaps you put that on your, what do you call it, your steering wheel. But then you make your way in, and as you're walking up, what you see is that you notice that there is someone has tacked a letter or an invoice of some kind to the front door of the mission.
I'll take a quick glance.
You look around, you pick it off, and you rest the picnic basket in one arm, and it appears to be an invoice indicating that there are 2 boxes ready for collection. At the there's an address given that is in the warehouse district.
Well, I'll put it in the basket, so I could just for carrying purposes.
And you open up, and let's go inside the. We go. So, why don't you guys tell Golag what has changed since he was here last?
Well, obviously we had Father. Was it
Hezekiah.
Hezekiah, yeah.
Hezekiah.
He came and sort of did his prayers and tried to cleanse the place after the fire demon in the basement, as it were. So that's been there. Been trying to tidy the place up.
It sounds like you're just giving a description to like a home inspector. We had the fire demon in the basement, but we did have the priest come in and take care of it, so that's compliant with code now, I believe.
We fixed the roof.
That's going to cost extra,
Yeah.
But it's probably looking a little bit sketchy at the moment after a few thugs came in and turned the place over. So, it'll be quite a lot of work to be done, picking things up.
It's okay. It had flagstones down in the basement. It's easy to get the blood out of that.
Yeah. I think actually maybe we are still cleaning up the mess we left when we had to deal with those persons.
It was, a little bit messy. So a bit bedraggled still.
Yeah, so Golag, however, walks in looking like, his usual $1 million. And he has a big basket with him that has a note placed on top.
So and I and now I'm ready for my declaration of arrival, and I say breakfast, and I sweep some stuff off a table, helpfully or irritatingly, and put the basket down, and then I reach in and grab the notice, looking for Dr. Ersprung, and saying hi to everyone else.
Okay.
So is this a gift from your psycho girlfriend?
I think I push right past that and say no breakfast, and then Dr. Ersprung, this was on your door.
And what you find is if you take a look inside the basket, Sally, it is a very well packaged set of. It's clearly something that was made by Sovin, but it's everything that you guys normally would enjoy for breakfast, whether that's kippers or eggs or hot salted water, whatever your particular palate desires is all within there.
Super kippers before they're kippered. Excellent.
Yeah, just pre-kippers.
So just out of sheer curiosity, so I think that Basil is puzzled that Golag spent a whole day watching maybe his picture and behaving even more self-absorbed than normally. So I would just closely inspect him, whether he shows some signs of being under some kind of influence of,
Sure.
of magical
What is,
possession, maybe.
what's your perception bonus?
It is 11.
11, okay. So you've given a quick study of him, and he seems, he seems back to his normal self. Whatever, spell of self-reflection or disquieting, solitude that he went through, it does not seem to have had any lasting effect on Golag. He doesn't, in fact, as he takes his scarf off and his goggles, he looks around to see who's going to take it from him before realizing that there isn't a servant here and then placing it down himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's just getting the clinic together. I mean, it's fine now,
Yes.
Yeah, let me take them for you.
Yeah.
Just chucks them across onto the table.
Dr. Ersprung, as you get closer, you can see that there is, your name has been scrawled across the outside of this envelope, this rough, envelope. It's like whatever the Victorian equivalent of like Manila is, that sort of like tough, sturdy paper that gets reused over and over again. That's what this thing is made of.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it from Golag. Hopefully it's not more hate mail.
No, this time it seems like it is. There are 2 large boxes of equipment, it seems, or at least that's what they're labeled as something that you are ready to collect.
Does it say who the sender is?
It does not, or at least it's smudged on here. Whoever wrote this thing out clearly either had wet hands or something else, but the sender is smudged. You did have Dr. Ravenscroft was going to be arranging for. Do I have the name right, or am I? Is Ravencroft right?
Ravencroft, yeah.
Yeah, Raycroft, not Ravens.
Oh,
Ravenscroft is where Spider-Man's villains go, I believe. So you poor man's Arkham Asylum.
Too many settings.
Yeah. Dr. Raycroft has been arranging for some of the more, up-to-date or current things. But given the size of the space you have available, you're going to be able to have more, more room for more advanced facilities than what you did at your old clinic. So the... yeah, I mean, this maybe isn't a surprise. This is the first package that you would have received from him, but...
Yeah, I mean, that'll certainly bring a smile to his face. Mm-hmm.
It does say urgent collection today, though.
Would you think, Golag, we could maybe use the vehicle to collect these?
He did spring for the trailer hitch option on it, so he most certainly could hook a wagon up to the back and drag that along behind his thing in lieu of having horses taken.
Does Dr. Ersprung mention this?
He was asking about that.
No, I was just asking, could we use the vehicle to collect these boxes from?
Well, if I was to do that, and I'm looking past Dr. Ersprung at my hat and scarf on the ground that was tossed, I would need my accoutrements, of course.
Yeah. I think I picked them up. It's no point in letting him stand there and waiting for them to get into his hands.
Yes. Sounds like a good idea.
Yes.
And did you learn much from the painting?
That it may or may not.
King?
That it may or may should not be in my bedroom. And the first thing I see every morning. This is what I have learned.
I believe you was going to use some of your magic to look into it.
Oh yeah, I don't know if
that does. I think let's just incorporate it with the fiction. I think that that's you agreed to do that. They thought that's what you were doing, but you've just lost a day.
Okay.
So whatever's happened with you and the painting over that one day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, quite so, Dr. Ersprung. Still deep in progress. That is in progress, my good man.
Golai, do you recall placing the painting on the wall in your bedroom?
I think I just assumed, whether correct or not, that Sylvan did it. I mean, that may not be true, but I'm just.
Yeah. Okay. So that's. I think that because I don't think you have a recollection of when it actually was put up either.
Yeah, I don't think I'm thinking. I don't think about it. I'm just like, oh, it was.
Yeah, it's there now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still quite concerned about Miss King, the young girl.
Just go like maybe just. I mean, you know, I'm very I'm curious and so on, but maybe you could talk to someone at the university about that painting. You know.
Yes.
There seems to be, I don't know, there's some mystery which is not resonating in a good way, I suppose.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's a good university's a good resource. Of course, much work has been done on it the last day. Naturally, deep in progress. But yes, I think when I have a chance, I will maybe take it over.
I think Golag, as you're sitting there, enjoying your breakfast as well, you're trying to remember, like, what is it that I learned over the last day or so? Because surely that's what you agreed to do, but you don't remember casting any spells on it, invoking any rituals on it, or whatever. You just... I mean,
is he shaved? I mean, did he shave? So
but that's part of his routine.
Yeah. So okay. So at least he, in the morning, he was some a bit clear. So okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the deep in progress is just a throwaway line that I'm just trying to deflect off of introspection into Golag's whatever he's been doing, which he's not quite sure. But he's like, but yeah, university, good thought. That's yeah, check.
So I think so. Basil knows now that. I have to remind him later again.
Okay.
Probably.
Anything else need to that you guys wish? I guess first off, what do you guys wish to do with your day then?
So I think I'll probably. Is Golag aware of the skirmish in here? I mean, I don't know if...
Perhaps you comment about, you could do with some tidying in here, looking at things knocked over and, you know.
I don't know, right? I'm not aware of why that is probably, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no question. So Golag next would be, what transpired here? I feel like I have fallen behind. What happened?
I had a visit from one of our... I'm assuming, am I right in saying we did know that he was one of Brother Loeb's?
Most definitely. Had the same markings that Loeb had.
Yeah, he was the big guy behind him.
And he specifically referred to you as an abomination.
Yeah, we had a visit from one of Brother Loeb's old colleagues and a few of his heavies, should I say, who were looking for something and also trying to, put me back into the parts that I maybe have once separate me once again. So
disappointing that Loeb's demise did not mean the end of the machinations of the organization that he, I suppose, was the head of.
Well, we certainly one less of his followers to deal with.
Yeah. Honestly, we don't really know, and I think you told us about your father not wanting us to go too deep into this kind of research.
Oh yes.
So,
in this case, it would seem that it's not us getting into the research; it's the research getting into us. So I don't know how difficult to avoid it when it's not avoiding you. But perhaps next time I see. Well, I mean, we always, or at least I always wonder what this guy's name is again. What is my father's henchman?
Oh, the orc contact.
Yeah.
I think I always get it wrong as well. But we have a PDF of the Faces of Paridar in here now.
Skulldug? No, that's not it.
Skulldug, I think that's it. Yeah.
I think that's it. Good. Okay. Next time I have an ale with Skulldug, I will I think it's worth mentioning it to him that it is. We're doing our best to avoid it, but it is not avoiding us. Worth a mention. See what he says. I'm not sure what comment he'll have given the sensitivities, but it's worth.
Yeah.
Since that's our. What's that?
No, I just had an idea. But finish your thought, please.
Well, just that given the sensitivities, I don't know if Skulldog will have his own comments on it, perhaps. But since it's already out in the open with Father, it's worth keeping him up to date on such a thing, so he knows this is not our doing. I mean, we didn't, it came to Dr. Earthsprung's clinic. We're not searching it out, so just to keep him in that loop.
But just so Golak, they were looking for something here, hidden here in the clinic, and I can show you where this thing maybe was hidden. We found the secret spot. And aren't you able to use some kind of magic to find out about these kind of things? So maybe you could just search for some ideas or hints you get from this hidden, I don't know what to call it. It was like a vault or something, just an opening behind a stone or something like this.
The two thoughts that immediately come to mind are detect magic, probably not useful, but perhaps if there's something lingering there of a magical nature. And then the other one is object reading, in which case, I don't know if it's, if it's just a hole, then I'd have to take a reading off the hole, and I don't know if that would work. If it's an actual vault, maybe take a reading off the actual, if there's a container, but otherwise I would kind of need the object in question, I believe, to...
just take a look. I mean, I could show him the place. Absolutely. And then he could look. Yes.
Sounds good. I'll be curious anyway. I want to know all about it. And we don't have any idea what he was looking for, huh? Was he and he came he came ready for trouble, obviously, and caused some. Interesting.
He had a mighty hammer.
And did he seem so? You think his primary purpose was this item and not your demise, Dr. Earthsprung? Is that correct?
The disciple was definitely out for my demise. The thugs were looking for this item, it seemed.
Interesting.
We have a view as how big it can be, right? Because of the empty hiding place. Can't be bigger than that.
One would suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So we'll show Golag what we found in the basement.
Okay.
Do you feel any as long as we're on the subject, was there able to be any read, possibly tough to tell, any read that the motivation was simple revenge, Dr. Earthsprung, or do you think it went deeper than that? With Dr. Loeb's demise.
He seemed convinced that I was some sort of evil creation and just needed to be removed from the world.
Dr. Earthsprung did remember seeing him among Brother Loeb's flock when you guys did the first distraction to get Basil's listening device in there. They saw him among them.
So that person, this disciple, was somehow supernaturally gifted or infused with some kind of demonic or devilish power. So that was
Dr. Earthsprung
this was
felt
quite a problem.
There was a fear that was afflicting him that definitely was unnatural when some of those blows struck.
At least there was no. What's the name of the Brimarack? Brimarack. Or I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but
no, you're saying it perfectly right.
Good.
There was no demon among them. No, they seem to be,
good.
and having if you ask about what they were wearing and whatnot, the guys can point out that these were clearly people who were went from living here before with Loeb in kind of squalor to living rough. So these were, like the hammer that he was wielding was something you would use to drive iron spikes. It was not a weapon of war. He made use of it in such a way, but it was not something. These were not warriors that attacked. These were desperate, people, murderous, desperate people. But
one might wonder if there was some kind of secret item stashed here. Then I guess those would not be the persons who would know about it, would they? I mean, these are rather inferior. Even the big brutish guy was more like the muscles of an operation and not the brain.
Brutish guy being a disciple.
Yeah, so there might be someone else still behind this. And maybe they're still out for Adam's blood.
And this area right here, this is where they did their thing. This is it, right? Is that right? That they this was their HQ.
This was now sanctified by Brother Hezekiah or Father Hezekiah, Father Hezekiah. Yeah.
Well, very good. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Father Hezekiah.
Yeah, he didn't like you.
Yeah, well, it's I can be an acquired taste to some. And I like his directness. I can appreciate his seriousness about his own realm. Who was it that was whispering in that meeting? Was it Father Hezekiah that he was the one? Oh yeah, he was the one, wasn't he? That didn't like my shadow.
No, and your
origins.
shadow was actually kept out by
That's
that
right.
one. What do you call it? By that warding magic that was
That's
in the seminary, or at least in the chapel of the seminary.
In which case, I guess Golag was thrown at the end, and Hezekiah may be a bit ignorant about certain areas that he feels he's total expert in, but that's neither here nor there. So very well, breakfast and starts, and now with tablecloth.
There's truly no sweeter dessert than when someone you dislike is wrong about shit and you're right.
Yeah. So,
but go like the whole. We are here for the whole. We got you all the way to the basement, and now you're talking about breakfast again.
Maybe I brought my tea travel mug with me, so I'm okay. I'll take a look at the
There
hole.
you go. Put you guys in the basement, Sue.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. So, what they're displaying to you is picture one of those stones or in the wall there on the side, Golag, as if it could slide away. It seems to have been perfectly fit in there. It would be indistinguishable from the rest of the ruin that is that wall. But knowing now where Basil needs to reach, he's able to reach up to it, pull it out, and there is a little area within that something could have been concealed in.
This is that hole on the left, that upper left?
Not quite as big as that. It's really more like one of these smaller stones, like maybe like that, something about on that size there. That could be pulled out, and then there's a space inside that seems to have been set aside to conceal something.
Like the size of a toaster? A little bigger?
Maybe a little wider and a little lower.
Okay.
So it's about, I'm picturing about like yay by yay. Is about when the the stone comes out.
Blackbird's book.
What's that, Sally?
A Blackbird's book.
The blackbird's size. Yeah, basically.
That would be.
Very possibly this stone that we're pulling out. It's probably worth a try.
Okay.
On the object reading.
Now, do you have it prepared for the day?
I do. I have no memory of what I did. I'm just looking at what I have here.
Yeah, and that's that works. Okay, let's take a look at it here.
At a level 2 or less.
Nice. Okay. And sorry, what is it called? Is it called read object or object read?
Object reading.
Object reading.
It's in the
chat brilliant.
There.
Okay, yeah, it's in. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So If you cast it, let's see here, on the same item multiple times, but as a heightened level, you can learn about an event that occurred in the last month. Terrific. Oh, cool. So the higher level you cast it, the higher, further back it goes. Mm-hmm. So what you see, let me see if I got a...
And I think I put my hand on it, and the room darkens a little, like the shadows grow longer.
Yeah, and
for a moment, I wish Father Hezekiah was here, just out of spite, a little.
Okay. And you speak in that that umbral language, of the void, and your mind.
Is that infernal? No. What is that? You think?
I think it's actually called umbral. Maybe. Let me double check here.
So my languages are Common, Elven, Infernal, Jotun, Orcish, and Undercommon, unless this is just something out of that realm and more in magical.
Yeah, I think this might be something you might be dabbling with.
Okay.
Let's see here. 65.
Not urgent. No.
And I could very well be making this up as well. I have been known to. Yeah, it's called Shadow Tongue in this. And I think that is only, you don't know it in a conversational way. Basically, as an analogy, you know Shadow Tongue the way that I know Latin, which is to say, I know how it comes up in my day-to-day job, but I have no fucking idea how to have a conversation in it.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Pro
So you're able to work, your magics. And what you see, the first vision that comes to you is the vision of the stone being pulled away. I'm trying to see what this would be. I think maybe the perspective you're seeing is like from the object itself, so it's a little disorienting. But you're able to clearly see that something has pulled this out, and it is... The features are much duller on this than what I have in this illustration, but let me see here. But what you see is the face of an automaton. And let me see if I can give you a handout here. That seems to be, apart from Basil, this seems to be the last one to draw a... Let's see here. This is what its face looks like. Complete with hat and pipe, and it draws the thing out. It reaches in and it recovers a book of some kind. And would you give us an occult check, please?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. You recognize it as, it was one of the books that, when you spoke to Professor Galberry, that he referenced one of these infernal tomes, and you can read it quite clearly. I think it says, let's see here. It is in that infernal tongue that you do speak and you are able to read, and it is, it says on it, commands for the legions. This seems to be some kind of summoning book, definitely of infernal power. But the automaton draws this out of the thing, places it in a satchel, and then replaces the stone back where it was. Suffice it to say, you do not recognize that particular automaton.
Okay. Would I expect to find in this book the the ability to interact or invoke the. I've already forgotten the name again. I've already used
the
it
Brimerack?
once. The Brimerack?
Won't need this anymore.
Yeah.
It's most definitely. It is absolutely the type of tome that you would use in order to contact. It likely has true names of certain demons or devils in them that you would be able to command. It's the type of stuff that precisely, it's the tool, the manual that would be required. Professor Galberry had mentioned that it was curious that, as to how Brother Loeb would have gained access to this, how he would have known how to summon such a thing. This is clearly the precisely the type of device, or the type of knowledge, the forbidden knowledge that would be required in order to invoke such a creature and bind it to your will.
So I think vaguely he's got some kind of shadowy visage around him, like he's working with the book. You know, it's not really there and it's kind of vague, but he's like, he's sort of peering, you know, some pages are turning, some wispy, shadowy, and he says, aha! He says, indeed. He says, this is the Brimerack directory, if you will, and his kin. We have found, I think, the root of the information that the Loeb used to draw such a demon to him. Certainly something we ourselves should seek to put in safekeeping.
So of course,
so it wasn't here.
Sally, Basil, and Dr. Ersprung, you have no earthly idea what he's talking about. His eyes are closed. He's turning fake pages that you cannot see, and he's holding a piece of rock in his hand.
Babbling.
Yeah. I see it. I see it clearly.
Look here.
I think we are used to that, aren't we?
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Ersprung, do you know any doctors that can help with this sort of problem?
It's beyond my knowledge and anyone else, I believe.
I'm just taking flack from all sides, but I'm just babbling away.
No. I mean, he thinks he has uncovered the root of all evil, and I think we should just let him work there.
Who has
Let
the
the man
book
work.
now? That's the question.
With a roll that good, he didn't want to bring it up, but Golag certainly would suspect that someone like Father Hezekiah, one of the things that the Church of the Heavenly Host does, like many churches, is when, rather than just destroying evil things directly as soon as they're seized, often they are kept for study or for safekeeping or for whatever. So there would... I don't think you've seen it. I don't think you've seen it. You definitely have not seen it, but there is rumors that there is a forbidden library somewhere within Paridar in which there are all sorts of tomes deemed to be dangerous by the Church of the Heavenly Host. And someone like Father Hezekiah, given his knowledge of how to combat the forces of darkness, he may very well have, and given his seniority within the church, he may very well know precisely where such a thing might be found.
So, if Golag becomes a little bit more normal again, and he can describe this automaton, does it remind me a little bit about this TikTok killer? So there were descriptions in the paper.
There were descriptions in the paper, and if he gives in particular, the description of that curious triangle feature in the center of the head, that matches the description offered by some of the other, by some of the witnesses to these murders.
So you should really, and I mean this really soon, talk to Professor Watson Fowle, Golag.
About this, you mean?
Yes, so he asked me especially about this TikTok killer, so he seems to know something.
He may the impression you got was he's asking because he's a busybody and because it is dominating the
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and when I say
so
murderer, a more accurate description would be assassin, because he has been specifically targeting members of Paridar's government.
Yeah. Okay, so then nevertheless, I wouldn't retract that statement. I think he should.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
You still think I should?
Yeah. I think you should. And honestly, I would just like to slip Watson Fowler a note before to just check whether he's under some kind of spell, because I can't see it, but I think he definitely is. He's even weirder than normal.
And after he comes out of his reverie, he'll fill you in. He'll take you through the what he found.
So if you guys have any questions about what you saw, one of the things that you can tell Golag is there are no markings on the automaton to suggest either its clothing, their clothing, or their body or whatnot to associate with the Church of the Heavenly Host.
Yeah.
No religious iconography whatsoever on it.
And I don't think he is, actually, but, well, that's just a guess.
And what do we know about this assassin, Basil? Where did this because I don't think this is the first this is the first I've heard of it, right? Isn't this the first?
The start of second season, the thing that was populating the headlines was a story. Repent, said the TikTok man. And it spoke of the automaton assassin who has been striking at diplomats and members of the Paridar government for some reason.
So maybe even people you know personally. So I guess you would. So your character would really know about this. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's not something that you have been approached to resolve as far as the mysteries are concerned. It's just something that is a very political assassinations obviously make, especially for the papers that are in service to those in power, are very interested in making a big deal. In fact, just because none of you guys are automatons, you're sort of largely free from it. But I think on reflection, Basil, you would see that there is some tension once again rising as to how to treat automatons. After the war, the automatons were recognized by the Heavenly Host as having souls, and as such were recognized as citizens of Paridar, but this has been simmering and causing some rises in tensions between non-automatons and the automatons.
Is there some kind of reactionary arm of the church we know of? So like the true, I don't know, only true beings who have a soul or something like that?
I mean...
So like biologists or so.
You have not gone into any of Brother Loeb's, particular teachings, but he most certainly was definitely a heretical sect as far as the church was concerned, and he had very specific beliefs with respect to Dr. Ersprung.
Yeah.
So if Dr. Ersprung is seen, while he's made of flesh and bone, I think that whatever feelings they had with respect to him likely would carry over to automatons as well. And if you're just thinking of Sally may be thinking, if you're talking through this out loud, because Sally has experience with fame and with, the attention that comes from papers and such, it dawns on you that if automatons are... if there is an increase in resentment towards them, the fact that you have a clinic that is staffed with both a flesh warp man and an automaton is going to give more fodder for, what are these unholy things working on our sick? Kind of, fodder for the type of trash papers that, what's his name? Sanford Risewell. No, that's your doctor. Trevor Burleyborough. Mr. Burleyborough, the one who writes for the Paridar International. It's exactly the kind of trash that just tries to get circulation for sensationalism.
Very good. Well, I can I can talk to the professor about this being, this automaton that I have seen.
You will see him at the soiree tomorrow as well.
So I was going to say, I could do it at the same time that I bring over the portrait over to whoever would be most useful to observe it. with comments. But
so when does Dr. How is he called? Dr. Risewell arrive?
You know, now that you think of it, like, you guys have had breakfast, you've been down here for quite some time. Why isn't he here? If you head back upstairs, you see that Cyrus and Betty have arrived, and Cyrus is tucking well into whatever's left over, and he looks at you, Dr. Ersprung. Did you bring this?
No, this is my good friend Golag. Kind gift for our group. And I sort of look at him a bit. Our group.
So he looks, and he's not quite sure how to react to you, Golag, so he just sort of like bows or curtsies towards you, this is a, you know, roughneck laborer kind of guy, so and reformed alcoholic for that matter. So he bows down. Thank you, sir. Quite delicious. And I think he's eating what you had planned for second breakfast.
Yeah. You know, it details. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Have I never run into Cyrus before? Is this first?
You probably have, yeah. Like, he's been working with Dr. Ersprung for since I believe the end of the winter, right? Before the summer began, because it was you encountered him outside of one of the. It was during the mystery of the. I can't remember what we called it, industrial relations or something like that, or the fine art of industrial relations. Yeah. When you guys solved the murder of that Yasaki union guy. Mm-hmm. So he's been. You certainly, I think, have run across him at one point or another. You're certainly not familiar with him, though.
Yeah. Happy to be of service, my good man. Well,
is Dr. Risewell not here, Cyrus?
Betty looked and says, "No, I have not seen. Has he? Did he not give word that he would be missing today?"
I don't recall such a message. Do I know where he's staying?
You know where he comes from, yeah. Like, he's otherwise like a fairly well-to-do surgeon. Like, he was effectively built as a medical unit, you know, during the war, served as such, and then has had a successful practice since then, and has transitioned to work with you here. Cyrus looks over and says, "Doctor, should I look for him then? Or I can ask around. I'll ask around gentle."
Yeah, it's a bit suspicious. Maybe I should look into it.
How'd you do that,
I don't
Doctor?
want to. Yeah, I don't know if I want to leave the clinic unmanned in case there's any sort of urgent issues. Maybe you could just ask around, but don't get yourself in any trouble.
Trouble? Me? And he grins, and you see there's 2 missing teeth from previous like bar fights. Never. And as he's walking away, Betty says, "Cyrus," snaps her fingers, and he looks at her sheepishly, walks over and gives her the change purse to make sure he's got no money to go spend on anything. And he heads out. So he'll ask around for you. It's probably about 10 o'clock in the morning by around now, after you've done your spells and whatever else too. Sally, you'll be picking up your dress for today. They just needed to finish alterations for it. You will all need to make sure that everything is ready for you. I think that Sovin is likely going to be cleaning your one outfit that you have, Dr. Ersprung, with the comically large top hat. Is there anything else that you guys wish to do today, apart from, I guess, going to collect those crates or those packages to avoid any warehousing charges?
I did want to mention to the group about the death records I found.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
So I did want to give the information that I found 2 people that passed away on the same day. The records of their deaths have been either removed or destroyed or have gone missing. The autopsies are not. There's no record of them. Both men served in the 9th Medical Corps during the war.
Yeah. So you want me to talk to Dr. Green again about this?
Well, it just seemed too much of a coincidence. A man of medicine and a man of sort of engineering both died. I think it was literally a day or two before, let's call it, my creation.
So let me ask this with the utmost respect. Do you really want to know, Adam?
Well, that kept me awake most of last night, thinking and asking myself that question over and over again. But I feel that I'm obliged to find out for the sake of little Adam.
Okay.
Because I feel that, he has come from a similar hand or the same hand.
What Dr. Ersprung has left out as well, or at least is not sharing, that both men seem to have families that have survived them.
Oh, that was one question I was going to ask. Are they fairly wealthy families that maybe go into the event?
Quite possibly.
Who's attending?
Yeah, quite possibly from one of them. Yeah.
I was wondering if I saw a member of the family, if anything would trigger in my memory, even. But
yeah, and like
I'm unsure.
It's tough too, because I mean, like even looking at yourself, you're obviously like the raw clay, as it were, that you're made from was living things at some point. But because of the whatever process it is that animated you, it left like bones altered and face altered. So like, would they even recognize you as the person they knew, or would they see you as like a horribly beaten version or transformed version of that?
Well, that we don't know, but I was hoping that it might trigger something in my memory, seeing members of the family, to try and prove that maybe the people involved, and that may lead us to more information.
Okay. What do you guys make of that?
Green, may say.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I don't know who should follow up on that. Basil, was that you? Were you thinking of?
Yeah, I would talk to Dr. Green, who was with the 9th Medical Corps and who seems to be some kind of field agent for them in a way. So
she also is a bit of a culture vulture, because you did run into her at the seance, right?
Yeah.
With the Elder Order of the Endless Odyssey. So you may run. She may. I think if you check, she has RSVP'd to your charity event. As has there's someone named Mr. Jeremy Knight.
Okay.
Who may be same last name and same spelling as this now departed Professor Wilbur Knight. Sorry, James, go ahead.
No, sorry. Has Dr. Ersprung actually said this out loud, or is this?
Yeah, I was
what's going on in his head?
Group. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the other thing is, I need to find out about this hunter who is trying to get rid of our friend and colleague, maybe, or at least the Ghoul Father, and his name was Sir Archibald Morgan. Is a friend of Our Lady here.
Yeah. Archie is the friend of the guy you're thinking of is, I believe, Barnabas Steele, isn't it?
Yeah, Barnabas Steele. Yeah. So I think I would have to find out what he is actually up to, and maybe find him, or at least.
And what that is an entirely different case, right?
Yeah, that is not so sure. So he is one of these. So there is this order of San Sylvester who is hunting all kinds of abominations in the streets. And he seems to be like some kind of zealot who might be even working to, destroy people we care about. Let me put it this way. And he seems to be very eager to push the issue. And maybe we should get to know about him sooner than later, because if someone is really dead, then we can't do anything for them.
What is their name? Who's this?
Barnabas Steele.
Barnabas Steele. And Sir Archibald, you think would know something about this?
No, he warned us, actually.
Oh, he warned us.
Yeah, he met with Ms. Dumaire a few days, maybe a week ago, and just to give that if they had any connection with that, with the Ghoul Father, and the kids, the vampiric kids that he seems to be running with now, that this guy seems to be hunting her. There was an attack that occurred in a posh neighborhood where someone got attacked in the midday by one of these things, and there's obviously some flagging issues with that. Either it's not a vampire because vampires can't operate during the day in Paridar, or it's a troubling consequence of the serum because Dampiers can operate during the day. So those who are the corpsemen who are afflicted with the vampiric virus, the Dampier virus, they are able to tolerate the sunlight and whatnot too, but they're not full-on vampires like the Major Fitzhume was, that monster who had turned all those kids into vampires. But if now there is some kind of mutation among with the serum and vampires are able to operate during the day, there's a valid concern about that. Or alternatively, it's not a vampire, it's something else that they're using as a cover to go after this guy and his kids.
So my immediate problem is, so there are a bunch of people running through the city who want to get rid of all the people they deem as abominations. And if they all seemingly popped up at the same time almost. So that is that raises a level of concern within me. So we can't fight the Order of St. Sylvester. If they would turn on people like Adam or other, then this would be a disaster. So let's see what this Barnabas Steele is up to.
And let's not. And then there's a little sound of like thick card stock being flicked. And Golag says, "Let's not forget, we have a case that we've accepted some time ago. We have powerful allies now in solving the abandoned ghost ship of Blackwall, the Blackwall. The
Blackwall, and I think Sally had long ago given insight into what is potentially involved with those Dark Tide riders as well.
And there was something about a submarine or some kind of submarine.
There is discussion. I think that Mrs. Hunter wishes to introduce Sally to a Captain Zalazo, partly in relation to going underwater in the pond to be able to observe that spire, and then partly it seems like a good way of having any of you drylanders being able to inspect the harbor.
So let's keep that on the list as well as we work our way through our caseload.
Basil looks over at one relatively empty area of the wall in the Barrowhead mission and thinks, that'd be a really good place for a board with a lot of red string on it.
Yes. But yeah.
So let's do this, guys. Let's first off, everyone gets a hero point. Then let's take our mid-session break, and then we'll come back and see what you guys are doing with the remainder of your day. So for those listening at home, we'll be back momentarily. All right. So, we're just waiting for Sean to get back here. I'm going to get something set up here. Let's see. I've once again fallen into that rut of just doing copy of copy of copy because I haven't named any pages in here. So it'll be impossible to navigate if I have to try and find a specific thing and I can't recognize it by sight. But why break with tradition, I suppose? Let's see. Okay. So what are you guys thinking of doing next?
So, if Sally wanted to, she could help me with a more personal matter. So, Sally, I think for this charity event, I think I need a new hat. And I think someone that was a more glamorous understanding of glamour should maybe help me choose wisely.
Sally, what are your thoughts on that?
Indeed, Basil. I just wonder how we'll cope with the ears. Maybe a bonnet. Let us try. Although you do tend to wear rather frivolous colours, I feel.
Yeah. And so I think we if I need a hat, I think I have to do this today because tomorrow might be too late. So.
I think the question of if you need a hat, for those who may be listening at home, we heard an awful lot of, of speculation of the type of hat that Basil should be wearing over the holidays from Ingolf. So this is a big accomplishment for his character.
I think maybe a flat cap, and then you could have a ferret.
Yeah, and so I mean, James actually wrote a poem about the possible hat. So.
Yes, this is true. So this is no small thing. Yeah, like, are you thinking like a tam? You mean, like a?
I think that Sally would be the person to just recommend a hat.
Now, I'm just trying to think. What do you call that? The rat in the hat. I'm just trying to remember. What's the name for it?
The
Is it
rat
a
in the hat?
Homburg?
What's the rat in the hat?
Well, it's the cat in the hat.
Oh,
Resized.
Okay. Yeah, that would.
Now, what sort
that
of
would
hat is that? It's a top hat, indeed, and a top hat would suit you perfectly, I think.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, it might be just. So I think, and I wouldn't mention this if Golak is still around, but maybe his top hat is a little bit too long. I mean, just.
Oh, he's got a bowler, which is I think is a little bit lowbrow. It's spiced up by his elaborate waistcoats and with the big gold chains and such like. But I think a top hat would suit. It would give you a certain air of gravitas at your lower height.
Okay. So I think we should really go headhunting. I mean that.
Okay.
Let us do that. I believe you've been muttering about these milliners for a while now, so.
Yeah. So milliners, they would give me a felt hat. If I needed a top hat, then I would have to visit a hatter.
Be a hatter. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I suggest a hatter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always view you as somewhat of a macho rat, so I think a milliner is a bit. It wouldn't fit your image.
So it does appear as if he wishes. Oh, here we go. To stop by a shop today as well. Anything that you guys, anywhere else you wish to stop today, or anywhere you wish to go?
I think many of the people we need to speak to are going to be at the event tomorrow, aren't they, to be honest?
Sounds like it, yes.
So apart from collecting the medical supplies, getting them dropped off at the barrowhead, I think that's all I want to do, especially with the absence of my colleague.
Yeah.
I shall be trying to fill in for him. So I'll be quite busy
Maybe,
today.
yeah. Golek, couldn't you recruit some people off the street to have an eye on Adam's clinic? You know, maybe there is some helpful people, like we recruited persons to look at your house, you know, something like that.
Yes, so we're our level of concern about this Dr. Risewell has risen. No pun intended.
So the one thing is that this clinic has been attacked twice. Dr. Earthsprung has been attacked 4 times so far.
I've run out of fingers.
I think I don't really know how this threat level could even rise further. I mean, so and the other thing is Dr. Ricewell. Yeah, so if people are attacking Adam and they are attacking the clinic, it might be very very possible that they would attack Dr. Ricewell as well. So I think we should look for him, but I have this hat business, but maybe someone else.
This what business? What?
Yeah. So let me just. So I think I need a new hat for the charity event.
That's tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
Should we look for your new hat before Dr. Ricewell? Is that what you were saying?
I think Sally could help me with the hat, Golak, but
you need to collect those boxes too.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So why don't we? So the boxes, Dr. Ricewell, seem to be the 2 most urgent, and then after that, how about then?
And Cyrus is out looking for Dr. Ricewell for you as well.
Yeah, by the time we bring the boxes back, maybe Cyrus would have arrived and give us an update on what he's found. Hopefully.
Would you go and just go for the boxes, maybe, Golak, and Sally and I go finding a hat?
My vote's for a bowler, Basil, but in any case, I will go for the, let's go Dr. Earthsprung for the boxes.
I'm going to suggest that you all go together for the boxes, because the Basil, if nothing else, you did notice that there was a smudge on who signed for these things. So
I see.
Yeah, so the fact that there was you don't even know who these boxes are coming from, that may tweak your curiosity.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't go. I'm sorry, I retract my statement. I think we all need to go into the trap together. So,
and I will mention,
drop you off on the way back. We can drop them off at the hat shop on the way back, mate.
And I'll mention out of character that while Basil is a little concerned about Golag and the portrait, maybe needs checking, Golag is a little worried about Basil and this hat business and might need checking. Some kind of obsession that seems to have settled over the small rat friend. And
most importantly, he did not come to the preeminent authority on chapeaus.
It does fold into the concern. I know that Dr. Ricewell's missing, but what about my hat?
Yeah.
Like he's like,
And Golag is just, if only you knew someone who had some sort of expertise in headwear.
Whole closet or some such.
It's just. I think Golag is out a little bit out of business today, but I'm not sure why.
Okay. So with some suspicion, our heroes, if there's nothing else you wish to do, pile into the what do you call it? I really don't want to call it the mystery wagon, but the Golag's thing with the signage still on the side of the Shadow Illuminations Detective Agency. You fire it up. You're able to hook up. It turns out there is a wagon left over here that seems to have been used to collect or drop off things either before the the cult or whatever Loeb's flock took up residence here, or afterwards. Because remember, this was at one point a union hall. Dr. Earthsprung, would you give us a crafting check? I think you're going to have to kludge this thing together to make it work properly. That's pretty good. You satisfied with that?
I think it'll do for a temporary thing.
So you guys roll out. As you make your way across town, you draw a couple of a couple of heads that are turning as you guys are going along. In part because of the the motley assemblage that is driving along here. In part because of the rattling of this wagon being drawn by this motorized carriage, and just in part because you guys are definitely a noteworthy group. I'm going to bring us over to here, because this is kind of like the district where you're heading. So you pull up to where the things, and it's at the end of kind of a T-junction. Like the road leads down to this loading paddock where you also can meet with people who have it. There's other wagons being loaded that are in here. Golag gets to go through the... If anyone has seen anyone who just bought a boat try and back up a vehicle with it, it's just there's very fewer joy than having it. It's the only thing I think other than someone building a fence in the neighborhood that attracts quite as many idle fathers to go and offer suggestions on how best to do a task. So I think you likewise see a bit of an ordeal of backing your trailer up into there. There's a lot of people who give you suggestions on how to do this, but you are able to achieve it. While Golag is mastering the reverse gear in his motorized carriage, Dr. Ursprung, you head up to the to sort of the try and find the foreman, I guess, of the warehouse. And finally, a gruff-looking dwarf kind of comes over. Got to help you?
I've been instructed to collect a couple of items, and I'll get the paperwork out.
Invoice?
Yep, I shall hand it over.
Okay. Looks down. He pushes his finger across the smudge as if he's trying to read it. Right, wait here. And he turns and heads back into the office. He comes back, and he seems to be holding these two things out as if, there's one invoice that you gave him in one hand and another one in the other hand, and it seems to be like a sort of quasi-carbon copy that he would cover. And he holds it up to you, one in one hand, one in the other one. It says here there's 3.
Oh.
3 boxes?
3 boxes.
Okay, well, we have a vehicle, if you can
right,
show us.
You got a pallet mover?
I just gesture to Igor.
What's up? Colm! Did you build that?
Yes, I did, as it happens.
It's not an automaton, is it? And you can see there are. He's not asking because of tone. There are automatons working in the in amongst the warehouse as well.
I call it a construct.
A construct.
A machine, really.
Hope he's good at lifting, and he gestures over. He leads you down sort of the hallway. Or not the hallway, but into the warehouse, and there are things stored on either side. There are smaller boxes that are on shelves made out of wood. There are larger boxes that are set on a side. He brings you over, and there are 3 boxes, or 3 crates, is really the proper way of describing this, that run, let's see here, they are probably about 4 to 5 feet wide. No, longer than that. They're about 5 to 6 feet wide, and they are about 12 feet tall. Long, narrow casings. And he says, 3 boxes.
And how thick are they, sorry?
They are deep. They're square. They're kind of like rectangular.
Oh, they're square. Okay.
Yeah. Same on the other side. So he says, we can help. We can help you, man. And he gestures to some people, and they bring all 3 out to the side. Igor, if you test sort of the weight of these things, they're quite heavy. Would you give us a perception check too, Dr. Ursprung?
Okay.
They've got to weigh, close to 1,000 pounds. Okay.
That's not very good.
You want to hero point that?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay. or maybe some kind of preservative in there. They definitely all have an aroma. You can't... Give us a medicine check.
There's no markings on it in any way, is there?
No, if you look over, there's no marking. There are markings on it. Nat 1. You want to hero point that?
Yeah, definitely. Hero dear. There we go.
So first you think it's some kind of like fluid as you're looking at these boxes. Or like maybe oil or some kind of machinery thing. But then you place it.
Oh.
It's preservative fluid. That's definitely what it is. It's the type of thing you use to preserve corpses. And in fact, it was very faint because these things spent, weeks in the river when they were found. The bodies you found, that the coroner, or rather, I guess, that the constabulary pulled out of the rivers. This is the scent. You rolled really well on medicine. That's the scent of what you're smelling.
Interesting. And that's coming from all three?
All three, yeah. You move all three to the side. So you, Basil, Sally, and Golag. Golag, you're able to get yourself in there finally after some help. Sally and Basil, what were you doing while Dr. Earthworm was collecting his crates?
I think I'm looking for a trap.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So then, Basil, would you give us a perception check, please?
Yeah. Because I think we are. This is a trap, a setup to lure us into.
Did his paperwork have the name on it, unsmudged?
If you look, it has. No, it looks like that it was smudged on there, or at least it's sort of like an X. But you can see that his has been changed. His invoice, where the 2 has been scratched out. Basil.
Yeah.
Golag is making a bunch of a production of getting this thing properly in place. You're sitting in the back, and you're looking around. Again, like something doesn't feel right about this. And what you see, clumsily hidden in an alleyway nearby,
it's the reporter.
Is the reporter.
Yeah, I knew that.
But he also seems to have with him it is the Paridar equivalent of a camera that someone has got. So they're getting ready to set it up. There's a fairly burly human who is there. Yeah. He thinks he's hidden quite well, but just the sun has shifted, so you can see him quite clearly. He has not seen you. James, you said you were going to say something as well. What's Sally doing?
No. Sally's just boggling at the size of this.
Okay. So you see 1, 2, and then there's a third crate being moved out. The rear one is in place right now. Basil.
Yeah. Adam, stop. Stop immediately.
Yeah, I look back and puzzled as I'm sort of...
So this is a setup. They want to have a photograph or a paper thing with you and getting these crates.
So let's bring you guys up onto the platform here. You guys are all shift ping here. I was able to find, thanks to... let's bring you to the front. Put that at the back. Thanks to the Deadlands, I was able to find a quasi approximation for your carriage there, Golag. Your shadow is off to the south, put off to the side for now. Sally is sitting comfortably in the back. And Basil, you've hopped out of the thing and are running up here.
Yeah.
Would everyone kindly click on their token and then click on perception for initiative, please?
This is one scary reporter.
No, I think maybe there's something in there as well. So it's... Yeah.
Oof. Oh, right.
Oh. What?
That one. Remember, you can't spend a hero point to re-roll initiative as well, if you so choose. And you guys are all getting a new hero point in a moment here, so please feel free to spend.
I suppose may as well.
Okay. In which case, just repeat the process. Click on your token. Click on. Did you roll 2 nat 1s back to back?
Two nat
Oh
ones.
my god!
Impressive.
I think that's called.
1 in
That's called
400
pulling.
chance.
Yeah, that's Jeff luck. I think is what we call that. All right, then, guys. Let me put this in order here. So, what happens as Igor is placing this, or about to place this first, or this final crate down on the thing, you hear a creaking and then us breaking as all 3 drop away. And what you see within each of these crates, let me show you what. Here we go. I can share this photo, I believe. A horrific version of Adam or any of the other patchwork things. This is a much, much cruder version of what Adam or Adam Auch or any of the others that you have pulled out of the river have been. Multiple bodies stitched together in a very, very crude way, reeking of embalming fluid and towering over. There's not even an effort. Adam is quite big for his for being made of human materials. These things are. There's not even an effort to try and make these approximations for human. There's a blade shoved into one of the arms of each of them. There are bars that have been jammed in. These things have been clearly made by whoever their creator is for one purpose only: terror and violence. That's the end of their turn. Basil, you're up next. 3 actions. What do you do? This is a I think this is about a 5-foot rise, maybe between 4 and 5 feet up here to where the loading platform for this stands. What would you like to do?
Okay. I would like to try to just understand whether these creatures have some kind of weakness. So maybe I think, don't know, use crafting or something like that to
it would be an extraordinarily. You've never seen anything like this before, other than.
Okay, so no chance. Okay.
I mean, there's a chance. There's you could roll quite well. Let me just. Yeah. It'll be a difficulty relative to your level as well. So it's not like you need to get a nat 20. What's your crafting like? What's your bonus?
It's only 4. I mean, crafting is not my special skill, so it's the wrong idea. Maybe use medicine. But perhaps what
you could do for free is you could call out to someone who knows more about such things and see if they are. Everyone gets a hero point too, who is able to take another one.
Yeah. So then,
what's the max?
Say again.
3's the max.
3 is the max. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not to min max here. Okay, so I think I would just then. So this reporter is close, or
the reporter is trying to be hidden. Am I in the right layer here? Yeah, trying to be hidden down over here. We're getting ready, and I think what you see with him is he's trying to get someone to set up a camera to take a photograph of this.
Yeah. So maybe I would. So yeah. Okay. So
3 actions. What are you doing?
Yeah, I yell at the reporter. Make sure you capture that they attack us.
Okay. So, that'll be a free action. 3 actions. What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay. So I try to find some strategy to battle these gigantic things.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I would attack then if that works. So.
Sure. Yeah. So it'll be 2 actions. Give us we'll treat whatever your roll is here as your
yes. So I
stratagem.
Use the dueling pistol.
So I guess 1 action to take your dueling pistol out too, right?
Yeah. Okay. So it's 3 action. That's perfect.
Okay, nice. That is just enough. So go ahead and roll your precision. Is it the one closest to Adam that you're shooting at?
Yeah, maybe. That's
Okay.
the. So strategic strike at. So it's just 2d6.
There you go.
It's
Nice.
only 6.
Okay. All right. Where this thing shoots into, there is a.
I'm sorry, and Adam. So this one is flat-footed for you now, because with the strategy, when I attack it, then I can name someone who I flat-foot this creature
Nice.
for.
So this thing staggers back. Where the shot hits, there's a disgusting mix of like viscous, maybe blood or whatever passes for it, and this thing comes out. But there is also a skittering insect that worms its way out of within that wound. Dr. Earthsprung, you're up next. 3 actions. What are you doing?
Since this one's flat-footed, I'm going to take a... Oh no, I'd have to take my weapon out. I'll get Igor moving first.
Okay.
So I'm going to give him 3 actions. So
Okay.
He will take a swing at the one that's directly next to him.
Okay, go right ahead. And we fixed his bonus. Nice. Solid hit. Swing.
And he'll take a second swing.
Okay. Attack number
Since
2.
he's already in
That one is a miss.
position. Okay.
He has 1 more action.
Yep.
Zygo going for attack number 3.
Yeah, he might as well.
Okay. Go on. Critical hit. Nice. Look at that damage, too. Boy, oh boy. So he knocks it forward with that second hit, realizes that he needs to apply more force, and with the full piston going, look at this. Wow! And you can hear shatters of some of the bones that have been stitched together within. And likewise, there is things squirming around within here. They look like pus-filled maggots of some kind. You still have...
My last action, I'm just going to
Yeah.
grab my Warhammer out because
You got it.
I'm currently unarmed.
Goleg, it costs you nothing to shoulder check and see what is going on behind you. What the?
What in the 7 smokestacks? And let's see. Is it possible? I'm interested in a spell with a 10-foot burst, but my issue is that I'm casting one. My issue is that it would attack friends and foes alike. So I'm wondering what that looks like with 2 of these standing next to each other. If I'd be possible to cast a burst that catches a couple but not friends. I don't know if that's
I think
possible.
so. Let's just take a look at the... This is actually our first time in more than a year of actually using... First time in this campaign, which has been going on for more than a year, actually using a battle mat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just figured that it would be neat to give it a try this time. Because you
Absolutely.
guys... when we played that Orcs versus Wizard thing last weekend, it was a lot of fun seeing PF2 with a mat.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Where?
I could click it. It would, if you want to.
Maybe click on it. I'm just trying to remember how you calculate the.
It would roll, but we could ignore that and just see the.
Just to see what the spell does here. Okay. A 10-foot burst. Okay, so I'm trying to remember how and I'm maybe just overthinking this for what the burst actually looks like on a map.
There's probably maps in the core rulebook. I just can't remember where they are.
Yeah, and there are
like the burst picture.
Yeah. It's in because there are some good illustrations. Here we go.
Yes.
There we go. And I just can't seem to find them.
Oh, God, I bet it's in the. It's going to be in the magic section somewhere. Obviously, it's coming back to me a little bit. Where have I seen that doggone thing? Let's see.
Yeah, because I know that's precisely what I was looking for too. Because I know there is an illustration of it, or at least I'm.
No, I think you're exactly right, and it's impressive too.
Yeah,
you can find it. God,
know, I'll look at bursts. Maybe there's something in here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Burst area 456, 457. 456. Yeah, here it is. Great. All right.
In all directions from a single corner of a square, like a circle.
So it's a junction that it goes from. So it would be 20 feet long. Basically, it's a square 20 feet long. So you could definitely hit like I think where Igor is, you would have. No, you could place it in amongst the patchwork, the one in the middle, and then hit both that. Actually, and hit all three of those. Because it's 20 feet, so you can hit all three patchwork horrors and avoid. You're going to trash your wagon potentially, but you could hit all three patchwork horrors with that if that's what you want to do.
My wagon, but not my carriage.
No,
correct?
Precisely, yeah.
Okay. Well, because that would have precluded the use of it entirely.
Yeah.
If the carriage got in there. So yeah, that's what I do. That's two actions. I am firing off the animated assault. Do you want me to?
Okay, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to correct one thing on here. I think one of the things that is a bit. I mean, I don't know how they would fix this, but one of the things you just need to be mindful of with Roll20 when you drag and drop spells, it defaults it to whatever type of magic is first in the alphabet, which is most often a arcane, which means that if your character happens to cast occult spells, for instance. It will give you the wrong, what do you call it? The wrong saving throw. That's why your saving throw is only a 14, because you don't have any training in it. Whereas, with, boom, Occult, this is 21.
Nice.
So, then, okay, so then you can go ahead and, so it's a 21 reflex save. Let me make my saves for these things. And go ahead and roll damage.
He stands up in the driver's seat, to like, what? What in the 7? And let's.
Nice. And then it is, what is a second level spell? So it'll do whatever damage you roll there. My reflex save is a 14, so I need a 7 or higher. I got 1 fail and 2 successes. So go ahead and roll damage for yourself there, Golag.
Okay. And just click it again.
Yeah, just click it again and it'll roll damage for you.
Yeah. Sweet.
I didn't roll great. 14, nice. Okay, so it was a fail. And why don't you tell us what it looks like as this spell goes off, and then you have one more action as well.
So he looks over his shoulder to like, what? And then stands up and of course he's also seeing already, melee being engaged back there.
Yeah.
And with the, probably he's studied the spell, better than Sean has. And so he quickly, looks at like, am I going to collect, is everyone going to get pummeled by this? And goes, no, I think I have this. And then kind of let's see, what is it? I think there's probably a little, maybe a little framework of shadow forms, which makes objects start to shake.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna start hurling around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's the shattered pieces of the box, as well as like other detritus that's left on the dock here. It's picked up and it's kind of like and tearing into these things. Then you have one more action. What are you gonna do with that?
With that action, it's an excellent question. I am going to. Oh, I can't do that. Then I'm gonna. Is this how far they are distance? Let me take a.
They are from you to them. They are 35 feet away.
Oh, that's a little too far.
Oh, your animated assault is sustained as well.
Yes, I will be sustaining that.
That's pretty awesome.
No doubt about that. Yeah, I'm investigating my Shroud of Night as one of my go-to one actions, but that is just outside.
Okay.
I think I am going to get. I can't do that. I'll pull out my pistol.
Okay, pistol is out. Ms. Dumer, you're up next. What are you doing?
Right, I will. So, I will stride. So that's 40. So
it's 8 squares.
8
and
is
diagonals
1,
don't count as anything special. You can move diagonals freely.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
If you give us, I'm not sure if you want to be up on that dock as well, but if you give us a athletics or acrobatics check, I can let you tumble on top of there for free. Yeah, easy.
Well, I guess
maybe you
I'll
were
just
hoping
move
to
up there to be obvious.
Flank. Ooh,
Yep. Is that going to flank, or do I need to
you know
stay
what? Actually,
here?
you want to stay where you are because that zone is filled up with swirling detritus.
Yes. I think I'll skip that part.
Oh, fuck, which means Dr. Earthsprung. 10, let's see here. 10, 20. We need a reflex save from you, please. Come on. Success, not a crit, so you take 7 points of damage from something is causing this shit to swirl up, and the shadowy tendrils tossing this detritus around gives you a suspicion as to who may be to blame. Sorry, Sally, so that was one action. You have 2 more.
So I'll go into my tiger stance. And then...
Oh, you've got your gloves, right? You can attack from a range as well.
Oh, yes. In fact, with that, actually, it's probably with all of this garbage flying around. You're right. I'll stay back 1.
Okay.
Drop into tiger stance and then go for 1 hit.
Well, you could flurry and do 2.
Oh, yeah. I can... Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Out of practice.
Yeah, so I figured. I'm not trying to tell you how to play your guy, just or
No,
character.
it's,
Just a reminder of what. It's been a while since you've been in a scrap. Okay. Yeah, that's a solid hit. Schwack.
And then...
Attack number 2. Oh, another good hit. Okay. All right. So between Igor and Sally, you guys have really done a number on this first one. But then it is their turn. So first up, let's see here. The one that is next to you. So the one that has been the most badly beaten up, it looks up, and I think that you see there is a... one of the faces that's stitched in there is screaming in pain, and the other one, and seemingly completely insensate, the other one is focusing, and you can see those horrific bugs and stuff that are crawling across its body are beginning to pull its body back together from the holes that have been made by your various, what do you call it, invocations of violence. Then with that first one, it will turn, oh boy, to you, Igor. What is Igor's AC?
His AC is 21.
You know, I can roll. I got these things in here. Let me just edit this here. There we go. So it'll show up appropriately. All right, so it turns and swings that massive cudgel. Oh gosh, you know what it can do? It can spread the love around here. Igor hit harder, so it's going to start with a cudgel. It'll start with a blade at what's his name? At Igor. Does a 28 hit him?
Yeah, he's only 21.
Okay, so that is then 16 points of damage as this blade runs across him, and then he turns to Sally, and the bar or whatever that's been stuck in its hand, it kind of extends out, and then he tries to bring this piece of like rebar down on you. I don't think a 21 hits, does it?
Nope.
Okay,
Just misses.
sparks fly out from the stone where it hits. Then the other one next to, so the one in the middle I think it's going to lumber. I'll treat this as difficult terrain, but it lumbers forward. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, actually, I can go to there. It's 2 strides. It's stomping towards you, Golag. And that bar comes out of its hand, and then it swings that thing down at you. Does a 22 hit you?
Not the carriage, right?
Not the carriage. Does a 22 hit your AC?
I'm sure it does. Let me quickly take a look. It'd be unheard of if I was able to dodge that.
Imagine
that does hit. So 17, but not a crit though, right?
Yeah, my AC is 20.
20. Okay, so it clips you. You take 17 points of damage. And then this one facing you, Dr. Ursprung. Let's see here. I think it will. Oh, I'd have to actually go all the way down. I think it'll start with it's going to try and shove you off the side. And what you can picture is that because it's multiple heads that have been stitched together, there's like one set of eyes that looks at you, and then as it goes over, the second head kind of, those eyes look over at you as well. And then, let's see, I'm going to double check.
Abomination.
Truly.
Indeed.
All right. Shove. Here we go. I'm going to try and shove you. What is your fortitude?
E12.
Oh, no, so the plus 12?
Yeah.
Plus 12, so it'll be a 22 I need on this. Let's see here. 23. So I succeed. He pushes you back 5 feet with the first hit. He's going to try again. This will be at -5. So it's 5 less than whatever I roll here. 23. Does that beat you?
Yeah, it was 12. My.
No, it's 12 plus 10. The way that certain things, they target your saving throws, it's 10 plus whatever your bonus is.
Yeah, so it's 22.
Okay, so this, even with 23, he pushes you off the side here. Would you give us a reflex save? See if you can catch your feet as you hit the ground.
Okay.
That's only going to be 1d6 damage as you fall, but you will be prone. You want to save that or hero point that?
How many have I got? Yeah, I'll try it.
Okay.
Yep.
Come on. Ugh. All right, so you're actually technically in that square, just you're not on the platform anymore.
Okay.
And you are prone, and then he's going to try and hit you with that.
Was that damage as well?
No, no. Oh yeah, you did take damage. It was 1d6.
Was it D6?
Not much though. 4 points of damage from the fall, and then he's going to try and you're 5 feet down, so he has to use that bar in his hand. I think on this guy, it's actually like a disgusting chain that's been has a bit of broken metal on the end, and he just tries to go down at you. And sorry, I'm trying to find it on here. Here we go. 21. You would be flat-footed because you're prone.
Yeah, 21's a hit anyway.
21's a hit, so 18 points of damage. Schwack! And then you hear, before we turn to Basil's turn, you quite clearly hear, take the picture! Take the picture! From over in the direction of the halfling. Basil, you have 3 actions. What are you going to do?
Yeah, so all the small stuff won't work here, and I don't think I can intimidate them. So again, I would devise a strategy.
Okay.
And this time I'd attack the one who is in battle with Igor.
Okay.
And try to make him flat-footed for Igor as well.
Okay.
And yeah, so I reload, devise a strategy, and shoot.
Yeah, Sally. Okay. These are fleshwork carjackers. I should have made that clear.
They could really scrape the paintwork of that jalopy.
This does make you part of history, though, Golag. It's the first actual carjacking in Paridar history.
Oh, so that is actually a 32.
32 to hit is a 32?
Yes.
That is just enough for a crit. What does it look like as you take this first one down?
Yeah, maybe he's a weak point where just the bullet hits, and then he just the pieces fall apart, and then he just scatters.
I want to put him over here. He is my initiative token. I have figured out how to track which one's my initiative token by just hovering over it. Look at that.
Nice. Yep. Well done.
Yeah, it only took me, 5 years of playing with Roll20 to figure that out?
Great.
Late as better than never, I suppose. All right, so then with your careful stratagem, you take that first one down. It collapses and falls apart. There is still an intact structure that you're going to be able to dissect if you choose to, Dr. Ursprung. But what does go skittering off is those disgusting alchemical bugs that were stitching it back together. You still have, Basil, one more action.
I don't think so, unfortunately.
You know, nothing else you want? You'll reload,
No,
I guess.
I did reload. I devised a strategy and I attacked. I mean, right. I could roll 2d more damage, but I don't think it's necessary.
You know what you really need to get on your wish list from your favorite inventor is a repeating pistol.
Yeah. Great.
Invent the goddamn revolver. Dr. Ursprung, you're up next. You are prone on the ground, and this horror is above you with a chain with a giant chunk on the end.
It's one action to stand up, isn't it?
One action to stand in this game, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll stand up. And then I'll call out for Igor. Get this thing off of me.
Okay.
And he'll come running up behind and take one swing at him.
He, depending on how many you want to feed to him, he could have 2 more actions. So that is
he'll have 2 actions. Yeah,
2 actions, okay. Yeah. So that's a miss. You want to hero point that?
Yeah, I am going to hero
Not far off.
Yeah, I'm going to hero point it.
Okay, that is a hit, though. Swang! All right. You can hear splintering and breaking of bones and perhaps stitched together or bolted together tissue. One more action from Igor.
Yep, he'll take one more swing.
Okay. That is a miss. All right. Then it is Golag's turn. We're doing Golag.
I have a question. I failed to tell you, so we can just not worry about it. Or I have this Blood Vendetta spell that is a reaction to getting attacked, to getting damaged.
Yes. Why don't you click on that? I think that you would have your character would have known they are not as rusty as what we are.
Yeah. Although
in fairness, there's a couple patches of rust on Igor, but we're not judging.
There is a necessity here, though, that I think it's got to be able to bleed. So I don't know if that is.
This thing can bleed.
Oh, well, in that case, there it is.
Yep. It's like the Predator. So the Blood Vendetta, unfortunately, that is not good enough. You want to hero point that to try and make your attack again? Okay. And then you can tell us what this looks like.
Yeah.
It's a badass spell.
Oh, didn't get there.
Is it an attack roll or is it a... Yeah, oh, sorry, no, it's a save. It's a save. It automatically does damage. I don't know why it's set up that way. Deals piercing damage? Yeah, it must make a will save. So hold on, you actually don't need to re-roll that attack. We'll just take that damage.
Okay.
And then I'll make the save. Actually, I can do it in fucking chat. Look at this. I love playing Pathfinder because it's got everything set up in here.
So I get the hero point back? Is that
you get your hero point back, yes. Yeah, you don't need to worry about that. And I'll make the will save against a 21. Fail. So it takes full damage. So it's 6 points of damage. And...
it's got a little persisting too, right?
And has weakened until the bleeding stops. Persistent bleed. Oh, yeah. So it's going to take that every round on its turn. and it has weakness 1 to piercing and slashing damage. So if any of you have piercing or slashing weapons, you do 1 extra damage with it. Like, say, Tiger Claws.
Yeah.
Golag, so you have 3 actions. What are you doing? This lumbering thing is trying to get towards you.
So per your last comment, I think it did it pummel when it got Golag. It was a pummeling kind of, right? That the damage it did to Golag.
Yes.
So it leaps out of that wound. I think it, like, you see this stream of black shadowy blood go racing at the stitched creature and attack it.
Yeah. Okay.
So Golag is going to hop out of the. He doesn't do too much hopping.
Ask you about are you going to drop your spell? Because it looks like most of them are out of range of it, but one of them is still within range of it. But Igor is as well.
Yeah, good point. I'll drop it.
Okay.
And then I will do a rare Golag hop. He doesn't hop too often, but he's going to hop out of his carriage with the idea of using 1 action point to go approximately here so that the 2 stitch monsters are in a row.
So he's going to get right there-ish or there?
Yes.
Okay.
And he wants to keep them, within 30 feet, so he may have to be closer than that.
Okay.
He may have to move up a little.
Yeah, so he runs along the, like, say there?
Yes.
Okay.
And he is going to cast Grim Tendrils, which I will just click on now so we can...
Okay. Oh, boy. There we go. There's a line that doesn't tag Basil. Oh, Grim Tendrils is an awesome spell. All right, so you race over and then unleash these ribbons of razor sharp shadow. Let's take a look at that line once again. Let's just make sure that Basil's not getting tagged with this.
Otherwise I will just scuttle out of the way. I think I can do that.
Okay,
He is small. I might not have seen him. No.
I think you get the benefit. I'm looking at the lines on page 456. I think actually you can make it in such a way that it will not hit him, because that line right there would hit them both.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Basil, that's why I suggest the top hat, because you'll be easier to spot.
Let's see here.
Yeah, nice about the map. It is coming into play. The tactical map is nice.
It's cool just because I mean, I don't think you need it for everything, but especially when there's multiple things on it, it is helpful, and you get to make some fun tactical decisions. Based on, okay, so then, and then, let's see, you don't need to make, must make a fortitude save. So I got 2 fort saves for these things, or they take 18 points of damage. Wowzers. Now, are they, no, they're susceptible to negative damage. So here we go. Fort number save number 1. That's a crit, so it takes no damage. Fort save number 2, crit, no damage. My God.
Wow.
So it's almost as fast as these things are, as it's tearing into these things. Those horrific bugs are just like stitching it back together.
Okay.
Oh boy, and you are right at the, and this thing's towering over you, Golag. You're big as an orc, but this thing is 9.5 feet tall above you. But the only thing you can think of right now is, these poor shocks. It's a lot of weight.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight.
This is over the engineered tonnage. Sally, what are you doing?
Who do we like more?
What?
Golag nudges out. Who signs your paychecks?
Christmas bonus.
Dr. Earthsprung's down and badly damaged, so I think I'll head that way and shout out, look after old Golag, Basil.
Okay. So Sally, why don't you give us a either athletics or acrobatics, whether you're tumbling over that thing then you can ignore the difficult terrain.
Yep, bear with me. Oh, crikey.
It is one of the fun things of playing with English players or Scottish players, British players, is when you guys do crack out the the full-on British phrasings. Crikey.
Yeah. Yeah.
22 good enough?
22 is good enough, yeah. So go ahead and you can move 8 squares
2,
with a stride.
3, 4, and that's as close enough, so I'll go smack him at my arm's length distance.
Okay.
So let's try and take him down.
Flanked.
Yep, he's definitely flanked. Come on. Big money. Actually, yeah, you can make 3 attacks as well because you only needed 1 and then you could flurry on the second one. That is a hit, though. Shawak. Oh, I got my measuring tool out here. So that's good, solid hit. Go ahead and attack number 2. That is a miss. You want to hero point that?
Yeah, let's hero point that. Oh, one more button.
Yes!
Oh, yes.
Nice hit. And you have one more. One more action, I should say. 19 is... Oh, actually, no, because he's... Oh, no. Even flat-footed, that is just barely off. Oh. You want to hero point that, or... I think you have 1 left still.
I will... No, I'll hold that one for the next.
You got it. All right, the Patchwork Horrors. All right, so first, the one... Oh, boy, this fully intact one that is facing Golag is going to do something really terrible. It pulls back that blade, and the blade looks like the kind of thing that would be used to... I'm trying to think what it might be. Maybe it's like a slightly sharpened tin pinch thing or tin cutting device. What is the thing I'm working for? I don't know. What a tin snip, something that would be used to cut a softer metal, and he brings this thing down on you. Oh boy, you like bleeding, do you? Oh yeah, he takes. Go ahead and click on your. What is the Blood Vendetta? 2d6. Roll 2d6, please.
Okay, 2d6.
Yep. Nice. All right, so bleeding away 10 points there. Then he does this. Let's see if he can hit you with his flay. So it makes a blade strike against you. So 33. Is that a crit or is that?
Yes, because I'm a 20.
Oh fuck! So you take 26 points of damage. But it also does 1 extra, so 27 points of damage. It hits you and flences along, pulling off a strip of your flesh. And
sounds unpleasant.
Yeah.
Oddly, too, that Golag, so the red circle is correct on Golag, but the 57 out of 57 is incorrect. I'm not sure why that's showing it like that, but...
What are your hit points, your total hit points?
On his token, so his max is 57.
Yep.
And if you click on his token, the red circle is correct. It's showing 13, and that's correct. But just on the token, it shows 57 out of 57, no damage taken.
Oh, you know what? Because there's been a thing that's been
fucking on mine again. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, but
when that happens, guys,
yours.
let's hear. Is that fixed now?
There we go. Yes.
Yeah. Anytime it happens, let me know. We just need to go back and forth between pages, and it'll fix itself.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah,
that was a wicked.
That was a very, very nasty hit, and that was only its first one. I guess what it'll do for its second action is begin to stitch itself back together. It slaps that thing, or I guess it's those bugs that are on it. It grabs it, pulls that, and now there is a little piece of Golag that has been stitched into this.
Great.
And for the one facing Dr. Ursprung, I think we'll do the same thing as... Oh, you're further down. So we're going to do first a blade against Igor. So this is against Igor. Oh, shit. Madison, click on the first one so that it rolls the damage at the same time. Does a 25 hit Igor?
Yeah.
Not a crit. Yeah. Okay, so... Wait, what's going on here? What am I doing? What did I screw up here? There we go. 13 points of damage.
Okay.
On Igor. He will then use a cudgel against Sally, because you were harder to hit. Does a 28 hit you?
Oh, yep, hits.
Okay, so 15 with that chain, and then it brings the chain back around to try and hit Dr. Earthsprung. I take it an 11 doesn't hit.
No.
Okay, so it's just bang, boom, hitting all of you guys all around. Then it is Basil's turn once again. And you hear, I guess what you see is a flash of light. There does seem to be a photograph taken of this. Basil, what are you doing?
Yeah. How should I? I don't know. I've just tried to divert this thing of Golak.
Okay.
So maybe I can just. I don't know. I mean, it's not really an attack. I just want to smack him with my gun, so while still in hand, and then.
How was your taunting? You lousy son of a.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I could taunt him, but I don't know if they hear at all. So I think I want to touch him.
Okay.
And then just smack him. Not for damage, and then run away, hoping that he will follow me.
We'll let you do damage as well. Why don't you give us whatever you got, like
Just
a dagger or something? And
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be close enough for the damage. So go ahead and let's see.
Yeah, I could.
This is going to take some reaching as well too, because they're both up on. I guess the upside is the springs in the back, or the shock absorbers, are so strained right now that this thing is so close to the.
And those Paridar mechanics are a fortune.
Oh, they're a fortune, man, and like if they will take you.
So I want to give
Hero
a
point then?
hero point.
Yeah,
maybe,
you got it.
Yeah, so that's.
Yeah, you're sitting on 3 right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's better.
Did I give you guys a hero point for 2 o'clock? 10 minutes ago, did I give you a hero point? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Everyone gets a hero point. That is a hit.
Okay. Yep. So I don't know if this is really 8 damage or 4.
It is.
Or
You'll be bludgeoning instead. So you hit this thing, and you know what we can try on this too. There is, I believe, a way to set it up so it'll prompt for critical damage, rather than seeing, because like it's a little disheartening when your normal damage roll is worse than your critical damage roll. So I can set it up on the character sheets if we want to try that for next time.
Yeah.
I just forgot when I was setting up Kingmaker. I recognize that. All right, then, so this thing, you hit this thing, and it looks down at you. Why don't you give us this will be a free action, but give us an intimidation check, or intimidate.
Mm-hmm.
Or deception, either is.
No,
Nice.
I think intimidation is okay.
All
Nice.
right, and then you got one more action, Basil.
Yeah, and then I would just run off to make it follow me. So
Okay.
just go the full 5 steps here.
Okay, then it is Dr. Earthstrong's turn. What are you doing, Doctor?
I go first.
Okay.
He's going to continue to pummel at the back of this thing.
Okay. Go right ahead. That is a hit, not a crit. Swonk. Okay. More
take us-
bones and support, whatever is holding this thing together, break under the weight. Oy! You want to hero point that?
I feel like he's going to need that. No, he's going to not. He's going to just take one final swing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then Dr. Earthsprung, you have one. What do you want to do with your action?
He's going to heal himself.
Okay.
So he's going to use his battle medicine on himself, and he's going to guarantee it, or he uses
Okay. So it's what, 2d8?
assurance, 2d8 plus 10.
Plus 10 now. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, then it is Golag's turn. What are you doing, Golag?
Golag is he is going to try Shroud of Night.
So you actually, hold on. First, you're going to roll a 1d6 roll, please, because you are bleeding. So you took 3 points of damage from bleeding.
Okay.
Then Shroud of Night, let's see here. Oh, you can try and blind this thing.
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, let's give it its will save. We go. Fails.
Yes.
Nice.
There we go.
Outstanding. So shrouded, unless it has dark vision, other creatures are concealed to it. All right. So whoa, night falls over this thing's eye. You still have 2 more actions.
I am going to cast Life Boost on myself.
Okay. You gain fast healing. Very nice. So fast healing 6. And I think fast healing triggers at the start of your turn.
Okay. So next one.
Yeah, only so you understand where. When it kicks in. Why is that not listed under traits here? Oh, you know why? I bet you it's in the bestiary. That's one helpful thing you'll find with your purchase of the bestiary is there are some monster-specific rules in here that are only identified in here.
Ah, good.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, fast healing. Here we go. At the beginning of its turn. That's what I thought. Okay. You have 1 more action. Golag, what do you want to do?
I am going to run.
So I believe your speed is what, a 25?
Yes.
So you move 5 squares, and diagonals don't count as anything special.
Okay. So I am gonna. I think. Let's see. You can help me.
Is that map hard to see? Hold on, guys. I can actually change the color of the grid.
Yeah, the lines would be a little bit.
Hold up. Let me.
Yeah.
Let me change the color here to white. There you go, guys. Is that easier?
Oh, nice. Yes.
Okay.
You can help me.
Where do you want to go here? If you ping, if you just hold down left.
I'm like, I want to go this direction, so it's a matter of traversing the carriage.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go right to there.
Sounds good.
Okay. As you're pushing past your parking job leaves a little bit to be desired here.
Hey. I'm wounded. Chimney.
Okay, that's okay. Remind me to tell you the time I took a guy's door off with a U-Haul. Then it is Ms. Dumer. What are you doing?
Well, now that this thing is shrouded in darkness, I think I will continue to get rid of... So I'll keep pummeling the one in front of me.
Okay.
Let's get it away from Dr. Ersprung. So.
Here we go.
Come on. Nice crit, please. Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you go. Ask and ye shall receive. Huge raking thing. And that also causes, because your tiger stance, that causes... what's the ongoing bleed?
It's bleed 2, I think. Bear with me. Tiger stance.
1d4 persistent bleed. That's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you rake down this thing. You've that's only one part of your first flurry, so you still have potentially 3 more attacks.
All right,
the bleed starts on its turn. It's the thing.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So let me just next.
Down
you go.
There's a hit. That's actually a crit. On that, and you with the follow-up strike, wow, the head of this thing is broken, and both of those the faces that have been keeping their eye on you, Dr. Ersprung, shatter, and the whole thing slumps down to the ground. That was only 1 action, Sally. You still, because that was your flurry. You still have 2 more actions.
So I will go 1, 2, 3. And won't go too far. And
remember,
then,
you got reach if you want to keep a distance.
Yeah, so I'm going to stay at... Oh, I suppose I can just stay back here, can't I? So will that still reach at 10 feet?
Absolutely.
Then, so a third attack.
So you leap up and whack. Once again, your extendo fists go out.
She's feeling on a roll.
Here we are. Oh, that is 1 off. Are we missing any modifiers here?
Is it being blinded?
Unfortunately, it can see in the dark. So it is able to respond to it. But it's very, very close. You could hero point that if you like.
I will hero point it. Let's.
And you
I'm
got
feeling
2
lucky.
left here.
Come on.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Man, it is the one remaining horror's turn. All right. So It has 2 tempting targets, but Basil really pissed it off. So I think it stumbles down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can reach right up against you, Basil. And you can hear from behind you a halfling saying, "Don't miss that shot!" And someone clearly is going to try and make you famous. This would be a great Jimmy Olsen front page moment here.
This halfling is in so much trouble after.
Then,
I think it's good. I mean, it should publish a picture of us beating down those things. That's very important.
And I'm sure that there's no way of them putting a misleading headline on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this thing is. So I'm just trying to decide if it's going to do. I think I'll do the same flaying attack on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that.
That's a crit, yeah.
Yeah, so 32 points of damage, and then you take 4 points of bleed damage. That wouldn't be on your turn. That would be on immediately. That would be on your turn. So 32 points. Once again, there it just cuts off a chunk of flesh off of your shoulder, and that swarm likewise. Well, as the thing sloughs off that that massive tin snip, the things catch it and put it back in its body. Then it is Basil's turn. You hear a flash. Or you can see a flash from behind you. It seems like someone got that photograph. What are you doing, Basil?
Yeah, that's important. I think I drop my gun, pull out the short.
One moment. I forgot. Golag, give us a 2d6 roll for its bleeding. Let me put a bleeding symbol on here so I don't forget next time. Yeah. Let's see here.
Shouldn't he also roll a d20 whether it stops?
Oh yeah, there's also the that's right. Is it a 15? 15 or higher?
Yes, okay. A flat 15. Yeah.
Okay.
And I take 2 more of damage.
And I'll roll for it was 2 rounds of suffering. Okay, so it's not. This will be the last round. It bleeds. God, I got to watch Predator this afternoon. Okay, so, sorry, Basil, it was your turn now.
Yes, I subtracted the bleeding damage already.
Okay, the 4 damage, yeah.
Yeah, so I drop my gun.
I'll say you can also roll a d20, see if it stops.
Oh, so yeah. I could hope for it.
See, no. Come on. No.
Pull out my short sword.
Okay.
And just stab the bastard. Come on.
Come on. Get this thing down.
It's no complicated attacks. No strategy involved here. Just
fighting for your life. Quite literally.
Stab it in the foot.
Oh, you want to hero point that? You got lots of hero points.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Come on. Oh. You have one more action. Attack number 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Solid hit. All right. Then it is Dr. Ersprung's turn. You can see, you hear a cry from Basil. This tin snip that's like the size of him just carved a bloody chunk out of him. His coat is filling up with blood.
Yep, I shall race over.
Okay.
I shall do my battle medicine. Again, I'll do my assured version.
Yeah, okay.
So it's 2d8 plus 10.
This will end your bleeding. Nice. Great stuff. So that's 2 actions you've taken. What are you going to do with that last one? Are you commanding Igor, or are you doing something yourself?
I'll take a swing at this thing because Igor gets 1 free action.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to move him down first.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take a swing and
go right ahead.
Flat foot him or whatever.
Come on. This will be your first attack as well. So that's a solid hit. And what does shove do? Let's see here. Just because we actually, there was another, we forgot to look up a quality on the One of the weapons on that orc versus wizards
I think
thing.
this creature is too large for him to shove it.
Quite possibly, yeah. Let's just. But I figure we just look it up and then maybe it only triggers on a crit as well. But let's see. Here we go. Shove. You can use a weapon to shove with the athletic skill, even if you don't have a free hand. Oh, yeah. Nothing really of interest. You can use it to shove people.
Okay.
Unsurprisingly, a hammer can be used to drive things forward. But so that is a hit. I didn't do damage to the creature yet, right? Did I take damage off or not?
Oh.
Let me do this. I'll do Control Z. Yep. No, I did not. Here we go. And it's that. Yeah. So I think that's right. So I have done your 13 damage on it. So then it is. Is that right? Did I? I don't know, guys. I hit Control Z.
I think it must be 5, my 5, and the 13.
Yeah.
It's 18 in total. But I think it looks right. I mean,
hold on.
You could do multiple
there we go.
undos to see if you.
Well, when I did the undo, what it did is it healed it and it moved it. So I think that the Control Z doesn't go just one step back. It must go entire turn back, which is interesting to know. Then I think that's it for Dr. Ursprung, right?
Yeah, that's me done. Yeah.
Okay. Golag. Now, before you take more bleeding damage, Golag, we forgot to do this last turn. Just give us a flat D20 roll. On a 15 or higher, your bleeding would have stopped. On its own.
Oh,
there you go. So you're not bleeding this round. You've healed. You're quite badly hurt, but you can see this thing is trying to royally screw up your employees / adversary or / allies. What would you like to do?
So first thing I think is my life boost.
Yes, you get 6 hit points back.
Okay, so I'll take that 4 down to a 3 on my token. So it's got 3 left right there.
And you heal back 6 points of damage.
Okay, taken care of. And then I'm going to use all 3 actions on Magic Missile, which is prepped at level 3 at a higher heightened level.
Okay. So what? So it's prepped at level 3. So I think that does 5 missiles then.
1 additional missile with each action you spend, so it might be 6.
Oh, it's 3 normally, and then bumping up to level 2 adds 1 more missile on top, and bumping up to level 3 adds 1 more missile. So I think it's 5 total.
Okay.
Click on the spell. I mean, I could be wrong about this, but I think that's how that scales up. Heightened. Oh, it's every 2 levels. So no, it's 4 missiles in total that you fire, but that is 5. So would you roll 1d4 plus 1?
All right.
So that is 13 points of damage so far. Somewhere George's heart just grew 1 size larger. That is so it's 17 points of damage. What do your magic missiles look like?
They're probably shadowy and dark, and they go darting out and sink into it.
Okay. So then, and it still is. This thing is still shrouded in that darkness of its around its head too. If that's it for you, then it is Sally. Sally, can you repeat your thing? Take this thing down before it harms your allies.
1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll be shouting, "Get away! Pick on somebody nearer your own size."
Golag's right over here.
Hey.
Slash him.
Okay, that is a hit. Schwack. Okay. Second attack. That is a hit because of the flanking.
Oh.
Wise move. Then you have 1 more attack.
1 more attack.
This could do it.
Here we go.
Come on, Sally.
Oh, now we're going to hear a point that.
Okay. Come on, Sally. Oh! All right. So then it is this thing's turn. Once again, it...
It must be after me after that slash.
It starts... you know what? It's in its death throes. I think it's going to try and hit everybody. First attack will go towards Sally. So that chain with the chunk of iron on the end swings around in a big loop. Does a 28 hit you?
Oh, does hit me.
Thank God it's not a crit. Look at
90.
that crit damage. Holy smokes.
Wow.
Right.
40, so 19 points of damage on that first hit, Sally. Then it will bring that blade around at... let's do Dr. Earthsprung first. So Dr. Earthsprung, this is against you. Does a 20 hit you?
It's 1 out.
It misses?
Yep.
Okay. Then it will follow up with a second attack, a blade on you. Bring it back. Well, there you go.
That one does get it.
15 points of damage for you. And then it is Basil's turn. Basil, this stinking thing is leaking embalming fluid all over the place. Can you take this down?
Yes, I think I would just take careful aim,
Okay.
meaning devise a strategy to make it flat-footed for Adam as well,
Okay.
and then attack with my short sword.
Here we go. Come on. Yeah, because you do precision damage as well then.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay.
And I get a +1 bonus because I use my intelligence instead of dexterity for the attack.
Nice.
So
Here we go. And you want to hear
I
about
think
that?
I use the hero point, yeah.
Okay.
Why not? So let's see. It still doesn't work.
Oh,
so
that's-
there's no chance.
Okay. So that was on 2 actions. You still have 1 more.
Yeah, okay. I just use the second attack then.
Okay.
This.
Go right ahead. Come on.
And let's see. Come on. Maybe this
Well,
one
and this
will
thing, I
work.
think we see you trying to put together some kind of stratagem, but like it's there's no discernible,
No.
anatomy in this thing. So you're just,
Yeah, it's just
Doctor, what are you doing?
I'm going to let Igor try and finish this creature.
Go ahead.
So it should attack.
With that, there's a buckling and crunching where the 2 spinal columns that have been stitched together to make this thing work shatter, and the whole weight of it gives way. Guys, the last one falls stinking to the ground. And the last thing you will see is a flash. Once again, if you all look over, covered in cuts and bruises and whatnot, you can see that halfling kind of in that green plaid suit is about to turn and try and run off with the plates for those photographs.
Sally, get him.
Then,
Sally
guys,
launches after him.
then it is. Let's bring us back to the main page and do our quick outro because we are out of time. Man, that was right down to the wire. So, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for this chapter 4, part 4 of the Patchwork Pauper mystery. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have channels there dedicated to this game, this campaign, and every other game we run on the channel, as well as a ton of other great channels that have a ton of great people on them. You are more than welcome to join us over there. There is also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really amazing organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children, including ongoing relief efforts in Ukraine and the surrounding countries at the time of recording. All donations through that link go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their services. And we just kicked off our brand new year for, at the time of recording, brand new campaign for 2023. We haven't shared news of it yet, but we have some really exciting plans for charity sessions for the coming year, as well as a very exciting new prize for the coming year. Anna has just heard me doing the outro, so she's come in to say hi. Hi, sweetie. We also have some great prizes for our next charity raffle. That'll be in June. We do have, if you have donated since June of 2022, we will be having that raffle at the end of the month. And then we'll be going off for our new raffle. But yeah, we have all donations that go through that link we'll give you a chance to vote on our upcoming charity campaign. We're doing something different this year. There'll be a 6-part campaign we're playing over the course of the entire year. And the donors will have a chance to help us shape what's happening in them and what happens between those sessions as well. And you'll still get a chance. Every $25 Canadian that's donated gives you one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes in our next charity raffle. Last thing I'll mention is down below there is also a link to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an amazing selection of brand new RPGs, card games, and board games. Anna's reminding me, she's a big fan of, it's a very Paridar spirited thing to have a unionized game store. Hi, sweetie. They not only have a full selection of those things, they also have an amazing selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. In addition, if you don't have, or they don't have in stock what you're looking for, you can put it on a want list and they will send you an email when it's in stock and you can purchase it then. If you purchase $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code THEMUSE, all in caps, which is listed down below, to save yourself 10% on your purchase. There's also quite good deals for shipping within the continental United States. So those of us who are either overseas or north of the what is it, the 100th meridian? No, whatever, the 89th parallel. I can't remember. I should really know what the fuck it is, where the border betwon Canada and the U.S. is, but I don't remember. So this is what happens when I try and improv a joke. I don't get to enjoy it, but if you are in the States, you do get a chance to enjoy some pretty good shipping deals on top of that. So last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart illuminators. Terrific session today, guys. So Sean, James, Ingolf, and Darren, thank you so much for joining me back in Paridar today. Congratulations on a really tough fight.
Yeah, they were big boys.
Yeah.
Then, for those listening at home, we will be back under the Spires of Paridar in 2 weeks' time. And until then, we hope that we gave you a couple of hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think of the troubles that our heroes have been uncovering, especially for unasked for mail. There should be a warning. I think you should really, be cautioning against clicking on any. This is the Paridar equivalent of clicking a link that was sent to you by an email address you don't know. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.